In this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps that we took to transform our red oak floors to more of a white oak look. We started by taping everything off, so vents, windows, ceiling fans. We used a drum floor sander, which we rented, and a palm sander, which we had for the corners. We went from 40 grit to 80 to 100 grit, 120, and then a final buffing pad. After you're done sanding and you're happy with the product, you need to clean every surface in that room, from the walls to the ceilings to any shelving units, because there's going to be dust everywhere. Once we got done with vacuuming, we took a rag and went over the floors, just like a really damp rag, and just make sure that everything is dry before you start laying down any of the red out. We loved the color of the natural floor once it was sanded down, but when we put on the clear coat, like overcoat, it still was pulling those red pink tones, which I didn't like and we wanted to get rid of in the first place. This is the product that we ended up going with. We got it from cityfloorsupply.com. You have to get both parts. Part A pulls out all of the red color, and part B neutralizes it. That might not be the perfect explanation of it, but that is my understanding, and that's exactly how it ended up working for us. You really have to trust the process on this, because when you see all that red color coming up from part A, it is absolutely terrifying, and you may feel like you made the wrong decision, but fear not. Part B will do the job to eliminate those red and pink hues. When applying the Bona Red Out, we used paintbrushes around the edges and corners, and then we did a long pulled paint roller for the rest. So this board right here was very pink, and it looks lighter, but this is definitely a trust the process kind of thing. We did a mix of these two stains. If I remember correctly, we did 2 parts of the whitewash, which is on the bottom, and then 1 part of the custom beige stain, but each floor is going to be different, so make sure you're testing these out on your own to make sure that it is exactly what you want, because again, every floor is going to take to these stains differently. You can screenshot this and take this to any paint store that does floor stain. I personally went to Sherwin-Williams. This was probably my 4th or 5th trip in there to figure out the exact combination that we wanted to do. But you can always take this in and get these filled and see how they look on your floor. But if you find that it's pulling like too yellow, or there's too much purple coming through, you can adjust those, or they will adjust those for you and find a fit that really works. You can also bring in a piece of the flooring if you have it. We didn't, because this was something that a house that we were moving into. But if you were putting in these floors and we're trying to look for a stain, you can always bring them in and do it right there, and it would be a little bit cheaper instead of having to buy an entire stain that you don't know that you love. For the top coat, we split the rooms in half long ways. He did one half, I did the other half, and we just used a brush. hope this video can help someone if they are in the decision phase or stressing about either application or if the product will work for them. There were nearly no videos on this when we were looking, so I knew that through this process I really wanted to make a video just to give others a little bit more guidance as to the best practices for application and what that final result might look like. Again, it does depend a little bit on what stain you choose and the different steps that you take, but if you wanted to go lighter with the Red Out, you can always do another step. I believe you would do 2 steps of A before doing B, but I would read more up on that before you do it. We just did 1 part A and then 1 part B, and then we moved on to the staining. Again, really hope this helps someone because we were looking for basically this video when we were deciding to do this.